Ladies and gentlemen, we have some lady doing some form of meditation, like a Tai Chi exercise, feeling the energy of the tree. Hello.
Hello. Nice bike.
Yes. It's almost a car.
Yeah. You were interrupting her chakra.
Nah, I was bringing her energy free. Libre.
I wonder why she's doing it.
She's feeling the energy of the tree. You think I'm kidding? No idea about that. That's what she's doing. She's feeling the energy. This is Michael.
Feel the energy of her.
So we're going to talk about childhood experiences now while we're on our way down to the Florida Keys. So I'm going to put this camera up here. We're going to talk about Deefy, Joey Puma, who died of AIDS.
He died of AIDS?
Yeah. Died a long time ago. He died back in the 80s. And that.
But was he gay or anything?
No,
No.
I don't think so. But he used to shoot heroin.
Oh.
Maybe. I mean, I don't know how he got it. I wasn't there. So we used to play on a place called the Boardwalk, and that's different than the musical song Boardwalk in Rockaway, where sometimes 100 people would go on the boardwalk, and for 25 cents, Giga. Remember Giga?
Giga, oh. He was crazy dude. Giga.
Giga would give you a tattoo of a cross on your, right between your thumb and your forefinger, right there. For 25 cents, he used the metal insert of a big pen and black Indian ink or blue Indian ink, and he'd just keep punching holes in your skin with the sharp point of the metal. Used to be, the insert of a big pen used to be made out of metal, or one of those pens, and they just sharpened just ripped the point out, and then that's what he used for a needle. That was 25 cents. Carl and I and Eddie, we had and Matthew too sometimes, we had a paper route. We would stand on the corner in town and sell papers to get money to buy pizza. Yeah?
Yeah, and Nick's Pizzeria and Mike's Pizzeria.
Nick's was the best though.
Nick's, yeah, because you never had to pay. Betty would give you get the food and then just walk out without paying, because Betty, the waitress, didn't really care if you paid or not.
That's true. Nick, and then Nick would give you credit if you didn't walk out without paying. Nick would give you credit, but you'd never pay Nick anyway.
That's right.
So, and that's where in the wintertime, that's where we all hung out. Remember, after we go iceberg jumping?
Yeah, and Nick's Pizzeria.
Nick's Pizzeria.
I used to feel horrible, man, going in there and walking out without paying, and Betty would probably end up getting stuck paying the bill.
But you did it anyway.
I did it anyway.
Right, so that's the point. the point is, he did it anyway. He did it his way, which was the no pay way. Then on the boardwalk, one of the older guys would stand on the end of the boardwalk waiting for the younger guys, like 13, 14 years old, that wanted beer. Beer was like, what was it, 25 cents for a bottle of Schlitz, a quart of Schlitz, 30 cents for a bottle of Budweiser, and 40 cents for Colt 45, a quart of Colt 45. And then you could buy cigarettes still when we were kids, right?
Yeah, 50 cents a pack.
50 cents a pack. Let's see.
And you used to be able to go into the candy store and buy Lucy's for a nickel.
Yeah.
Remember? You remember?
Yes.
Paula's,
yeah.
Pauline or Paula.
Right next to the German deli.
Yeah.
So some of the things we did when we were kids, we did iceberg jumping. That's where when the ice is frozen, like 6 or 8 or 10 inches thick, and you break it off into pieces, like 3 foot by 5 foot pieces, or smaller, and you run across the pieces on the ice, and the water is deep now underneath. It could be 4 feet, but it could be 8 feet. And if I don't ever remember anybody dying, do you?
No, nobody died. I went in to drink once. I got home all wet, and my mother says, "Why are you all wet in the middle of the winter? Why are you all wet?" "Oh, Mom, I was iceberg jumping." She freaked out. "You were what? What's iceberg jumping?" And then I explained to her that we go from we go across the canal jumping from iceberg to iceberg. And she says, "Carl, what are you, crazy? You could die. You could go in between, and then you can't find your way back up." And I go, "Chill out, Ma. It's okay. It's all right." "No, don't go iceberg jumping again."
Yeah,
She was right.
She was definitely right too. Yeah, my parents didn't like iceberg jumping either.
Check out this girl.
What's that?
Check out this. Check out with the little girl, the long black hair. Nice. Really.
But we all went. So sometimes there'd be a few people iceberg jumping, but down at the end of 160th Avenue, but by the overpass by Lenahan's Bridge there, where it stopped, the icebergs were the best because it was shallow water, but it got froze back there fastest because there wasn't a lot of water flow. But you also had iceberg jumping in the middle of the deep canal, and I remember Eddie falling under the water, and we dragged him out of there, but by the time he got out of the water and he was frozen solid, he couldn't move. And we had a sled. I don't know whose sled it was, but we had a sled, and we put him on the sled and we sledded him home, and we just rolled him off the sled in front of his front door and rang his mother's doorbell because we thought he was pretty frozen. And then what else did we do when we were kids? Oh, under the North Channel Bridge.
Under the North Channel.
And when we climbed inside the bridge, inside the North Channel Bridge.
You talking about the Hawtree Basin Bridge?
No, inside the one on Cross Bay Boulevard where we climbed down into the chamber.
Okay, I don't think I ever did that.
No?
No.
Oh God, that was fun. Inside the North Channel Bridge was a big chamber where the gears and the cables went that picked up the North Channel Bridge. And the chamber was pretty big. It was like 30 feet by 75 feet. But you had to hang on the outside rail to get down into it. And then we would hang on there and then climb underneath. You had to kind of slide along a piece of steel for about 2 or 3 feet while you were hanging onto the rail above you. So we did that.
How'd you get out?
The same way. I could do it today. If the bridge was still there, I could still do it. I'm very.
The bridge is not there anymore?
I'm Niwang.
The bridge is not there anymore?
No, they put a brand new bridge up in 1990. Okay. 29 years ago. You didn't know that?
No. I when I would go back to Howard Beach, I'd just go visit my parents and then leave. I had the kids, I had my wife. I wasn't, attuned to what was happening in the neighborhood.
27 years, 29 years he missed that the bridge was gone. I guess he wasn't tuned in. So, anyway, Deefy, remember Deefy?
Michael Teofilo.
Deefy's gone.
Yeah, he's long gone.
Yeah, and Wilbur? That was
Wilbur.
one of your good friends.
Oh, yeah, Wilbur.
Yeah.
He was
Remember we used to call him Will Sonnet.
Yeah.
Will Sonnet. Have something.
Because that was a TV show at the time.
Yeah.
Will Sonnet.
So you remember what Wilbur did to the nun?
Yeah, why don't you tell the good folks what he did?
I'll tell the good folks what Wilbur did. Wilbur went to parochial school, OLG, Our Lady of Grace, and he hated the nuns. So Wilbur and I and a lot of other people, we had a press route, a Long Island press route, located right across the street from the post office next to Nick's Pizzeria. So one day we saw a bunch of police cars and ambulances, because there was like 1 block away from Our Lady of Grace Church. So we all ran over to the school to see what was up. And they were arresting Wilbur because what he had done is he had knocked down a nun onto the floor, and then he pulled down his pants and he defecated on the nun's face. And for that, he went to a psychiatric, and he had a press route. He left the press route to do that, and for that he went to into a psychiatric institution for I don't know how many years. I saw him many years later. He was more crazy than he was when he went in, but he was about, I guess he was 14 or 15 years old when he did that. Did you ever do something like that?
No, not recently. I gave that up.
You gave up defecating on the faces of nuns?
Yeah, I gave that up.
Good. That's a good thing. That's a good plan. So, another real character was Giga.
Oh, he was a
Crazy bastard. In the wintertime, Giga was older. Giga was a heroin addict, but he was a good heroin addict. He actually was a good guy. Remember, and like Haggerty.
Yeah, Haggerty.
Haggerty was another good guy. Hard-working guys. They'd get their money, and they would do their heroin. And Giga worked for me on and off for about 10 years. And he was an excellent carpenter. He was an excellent worker. He showed up on time every day until he got his pay, and then he would disappear sometimes for a few days. But Giga was a real character. And remember what was Nebriga? The big Paul? Paul.
No, I don't remember him.
Paul?
No.
We used to call him Lurch.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Yes, I remember Lurch.
He was about 6'3" or 4". He was a big, tall, thin guy, Lurch. And now he collects. What he was doing the last time I heard about what he was doing. What he was doing was he was collecting old negatives and photographic negatives and reducing them down, cracking them down into getting the silver out of the negatives or the solutions that they used to develop the negatives. I don't really know, but that was how he made money. And he actually made a lot of money doing it. But he used to go to photographic studios and take their solutions and break whatever he took from them. He made money doing that. And let's see, who else was there? There was Johnny Miles, Bill Sharkey.
Oh, Bill Sharkey. He was a lot older than us.
Yeah, he was like 5 years older than us.
Yeah.
Bill Sharkey was a Irish and Italian guy who ended up being a prize fighter, but he was really tough when he was young, and nobody could beat up Billy Sharkey. Maybe John Miles, but they were friends, so it never happened. And that was when they were kids, but when they got older, not even Johnny Miles could beat him up. And eventually he fought in a 185-pound. He was 185 or 189 pounds, but he fought heavyweights. he didn't care if he
John
won.
Sears, right? Wasn't
John
he?
Sears too. He was middleweight.
Middleweight.
Yeah. And Sharky, actually, he fought. I don't remember. I don't know if it was Michael something for the. Wasn't for the title, but the guy who won the title, he fought one fight before the man won the title fight, and that man weighed 211 pounds, and Sharky weighed 189 pounds. Sharky lost, but he gave up 20 pounds to a professional prize fighter that couldn't knock him out. Couldn't knock Sharky out. And that was at Madison Square Garden. And Anna Peluso?
Anna Peluso.
Tell us about Anna.
Yeah, she was one of the guys. She was really nice girl, and she would hang out with the guys just like one of us.
Yeah, she was always had a smile on her face, always pleasant, always laughing, and if you weren't happy, she'd come over and do some silly thing in front of your face to make you smile. And then there was Donna Horning.
Donna Horning, yeah.
Donna and Deefy. They were like
Deefy and Donna.
Deefy and Donna. They were together since they were like 12.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, and Donna and Deefy, and then eventually Deefy he got involved. Well,
how old was he when he died, Deefy?
In his 20s. He got involved with some of that heavy, serious stuff, and they broke up. And then Donna married Mickey Horning, who was a good friend of mine, and he taught me how to play dodgeball. Mickey Horning.
Yeah, I remember dodgeball. We used to go to 146 after school center, and everybody would wear those beanie caps and play dodgeball. I remember that.
Yeah.
I remember I didn't have a beanie cap, so I put on a sailor hat. Everybody made fun of me.
Yeah, we had what they school center after school and in the summer vacation.
Nappy, remember Nappy?
Yeah.
Robert Napolitano.
I remember him.
You remember Jimmy Gunnels?
Oh yeah, Kathy Gunnels' brother. Yeah, Jimmy and I were friends because Jimmy's father was a fisherman and my Uncle Jay was a fisherman. So
okay. His sister was hot. She was so beautiful.
Carolyn?
I don't remember her name.
Kathy or Carolyn.
She used to get on the school bus. I used to drool. Like, oh man, she's so beautiful. She was always a year or two older than us.